Today's video is probably one of the most important videos you're going to watch as of 3.15, as it's all about what I think is the best place to start your life in the brand new verse. Whether that be MicroTech, ArcCorp, Lorville or Crusader, all of that and more. So sit back and enjoy. And welcome to your new start of Forever. So, let's start off with the latest and greatest. That would of course be Crusader Industries' Orison. So the magical thing about Orison, apart from just the way that it looks and its very impressive scale, is the fact that it is also the newest place that SIG themselves have created for us. In Orison, you spawn in the green circle building here in the main central sky city. This is your shopping hub, this is where you get out of bed and go about your business. Eventually, like any spawn location, we will one day have persistent habs. But Orison is, at the moment, just a pretty place to look at. Because of its brand new age, it doesn't really have all that many shops right now. However, the locations to visit, the shops, and also the brand new medical facilities are some of the best in their class for both the way they look and obviously the things they have to offer. The medical facility here at Orison being one of the best in the verse, in fact. And much like anywhere else in the verse, you travel around Crusader via the flying carts. These things, they are fantastic, probably some of the coolest that we have right now. I think it's borderline cool, along with the cyberpunk sort of feel of the ArcCorp trams. This will take you to the central plaza or the shopping district. But as well as being the place to shop, it's also the place to rent and travel. From this section, you can rent ships you don't already own, just to try out or maybe use as tools. You can also spawn your own ship from the ship terminals at this location. As of currently in 3.15, you've also got Cousin Crow's, which is the brand new place to get ship decals and ship weapons, all sorts of things that you might want, components and otherwise. Now, it's hard to argue that Crusader definitely isn't just a beautiful location. However, as a starting spawn point for 3.15, I think it's probably one of the worst right now. We'll cycle back to the original point. It is quite new. In fact, again, the newest place as of the patch 3.15 for us to spawn at, and that means it's slightly behind. It's missing a few things that a lot of your other spawn points, Lorville, ArcCorp, MicroTech, have already. That is, of course, gun shops and a few bits and pieces here and there. Worst of all, though, is the ginormous planet that is Crusader. It actually makes leaving the planet to continue on with your time in the verse quite a hassle. Probably one of the hardest places to leave because of how long it takes to get out of atmosphere. So if you just want to play the game and not just look at some pretty clouds, I'd maybe save Orison as a travel destination, not your home away from home. Now, on the completely opposite end of the spectrum, the place where most of your favorite content creators, maybe even yourself, have already chosen to start. Hurston, Lorville. In contrast to Crusader, it is probably one of the most centralized locations in the verse. In fact, I actually think it is the most centralized location. The missions surrounding Hurston are usually abundant. The opportunities there within Hurston are usually also abundant. And because it's one of the older planets in the entire game, it also has some of the most options in terms of shops, bars, food, drink, medicine. Everything you could want is here and also up on the neighboring planetary orbiting station, Everest Harbor. But it's not all perks. Living in Lorville means also living with down in the ditch, dumpy, grungy atmosphere that it has. It is of course one of the most polluted places in the entire of Stanton, with a workforce dedicated to just surviving and not thriving. This is reflected in the materials that surround you at Lorville, whether it be the harsh cold metals, the dreary yellow piss-coloured stained walls, or just the grungy bin-like atmosphere with dirt on the floor and smog everywhere. People that inhabit Lorville also reflect this lifestyle, wearing lower quality outfits, sort of a cheaper style, grungy aesthetic. And your place of inhabitance is nothing special. Dumped right in the middle of the industrial sector, you live in one of many tower blocks, each one with the same single elevator exit for everyone to use, which leads of course to the outside world and a balcony that offers one of the best looking views but also one of the dirtiest. It is very aesthetically pleasing, but I don't think I'd want to stand here very much for the smell. Luckily, you sure as heck don't have to. A lot of Lorville is actually built into the planet itself and into the environment you inhabit. You aren't on the surface as per se as you are as much in a Detroit metropolis city. You are walking through the industrial complex where there are bars where you can play pool, get some very special missions from some very special NPCs, maybe just order a drink. There are also shops. Tammy & Sons is one of the places where you can buy just some regular gear and some mining equipment, suits of armor, and whatever else you might need just to start your adventure. Thankfully, everything in Lorville is connected by one central circular tram line, which connects every part of Lorville, whether that be Teaser Spaceport or the more expensive, luxurious department which sells the attritions and of course does all of Hurston's finances. And as the economic superpower that is Hurston Dynamics, you can also expect most of your commodity items such as mining materials to get you quite a lot of coin here. And with all that coin, you can of course head over to New Deal, the premium shipyard of Stanton that offers some of the biggest and baddest ships around. But that's enough of the hot, dingy, grimy, disgusting, smelly place that, of my opinion, is Lorville. Let's move on to something a little different. The cool, calm, climatized environment that is MicroTech. MicroTech, as the failed experiment that is Earth 2, basically exists now as a frozen wasteland with some very odd biozones which I'm sure I will leave you to find out for yourself because they are quite beautiful. MicroTech's frozen atmosphere allowed the MicroTech company to thrive. That's the company that provides your Moby-Glass, by the way, and with that thriving technology kept nice and cool in the planet's crust, well, the people here thrive as well, with wealthy looking clothes, plenty to do, and a wonderful nightlife atmosphere. And unlike Crusader's Orison, this planet is new, but also completely up to date, which means it has all the facilities for you to go and buy pretty much whatever you need, whether it be parts for your spaceship, guns, weapons, personal protection, suits of armor, and don't forget it also has an orbital space station, which keeps access to these fantastic goods just at an arm's reach. Just outside the city borders, you'll find the space station, connected between each other by a supersonic tram tunnel. These tunnels, much like Lorville or anywhere else really, are connected throughout the city, which means when you come to play Star Citizen for free, very, very soon during the International Aerospace Expo 2021, well, you'll be able to catch those trains going down those tunnels to your Expo Center to view all the goods on offer that are, of course, meant to draw you into the game. And if you are, of course, drawn into the game, don't forget you can use my referral code when signing up to not only get some extra Alpha UEC when you start, but to also tell me and let me know that you've also joined, because I will also receive a little kickback as well. It's all in game, don't worry, I'm not making any money from it, but I appreciate your support. Now, that's MicroTech. It has a spaceport, it has everything you would expect. Let's move on to my favorite, the best, in my opinion, place to start as of 3:15, ArcCorp Area 18. Reminiscent of a very prominent certain superhero team's building in the middle of a massive franchise, ArcCorp stands out as a fantastic city to live in. Mostly because not only is it semi-centralized, much like Lorville and the planet Hurston, but it has some of the most shops around. Being one of the oldest, if not the oldest locations to visit outside of Grim Hex, As a standalone hub city, ArcCorp offers you pretty much everything, from shops to buy gear and ships to weapons, armor, and everything in between. And I mean quite literally, because outside of your basic hab building, you'll find 2 essential shops already. Coming here will be essential anyway, to grab yourself some med pens, a weapon to defend yourself, and just your undersuit or armor. And just around the corner, you'll have everything else that you need. From a dumper's depot, grab yourself some elusive and exclusive goodies for your ship and ship components, or whether it be Astro Armada, where you might want to obtain the best in-class ships you could probably buy for your money. But please don't be fooled into thinking that's it. No, of course, inside of ArcCorp's highest tower, you will also find a center mast to buy yourself more personal weapons and more ship weapons, depending on what it is you want to rock. For me, ArcCorp is one of the only places in the entire game that gives me that cyberpunk feeling, or the Blade Runner aesthetic. The tram, for example, is one of my favorite rides in the entire game, with a very punky aesthetic and hard concrete walls surrounding you. It's just fun to fly between the city landscapes, looking at the buildings as you pass by them, the advertisements, and watching the sun's rays glisten through the jungle. I feel that what makes ArcCorp special is that it's pretty much a little bit of everything in one. It's also like just a nice place to be. It's not as dark and grungy as Lorville. It's not as cold and extreme as MicroTech. It's not as difficult to get around as Crusader. It's kind of just like Earth, like a normal metropolis. It's just relatable and something that you feel like you've been to before. Truly a home away from home. ArcCorp is also home to plenty of its own little secrets, which I will leave to you to figure out. Just like I will leave this video now to come to its conclusion. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I really hope this video helped you choose where it is you want to start as of 3.15. But please don't forget, Star Citizen is still an alpha, so if you want to see what this game is really like to play, maybe you want to experience these locations firsthand, well then, I'm streaming live on Twitch. Maybe right now, in fact. Go check out the links in the description down below. Give this video a thumbs up if it helped, and if you liked it, share it with some friends. Subscribe, of course, it really does actually help if you do that. Comment down below as well where it is you chose to start, and if this video actually helped you make that decision. Thank you guys so much. More videos on 3.15 to come, so until then, see you next time.